Welcome back guys. I purchased my Rog Ally almost a year ago. It's the Z1 Extreme variant. I also own a Steam Deck which I purchased almost 2 years ago. It's the LCD variant. I have tested a lot of games on both of these devices. I have a good idea about their performance. Now there is one question a lot of people often ask me. Which device to purchase between these two? The time has come to answer this question. Personally, I would recommend buying Rog Ally 2023 version. The biggest reason for this is that Ally offers an amazing value for money at its current price. I am from India, so I'll be highlighting the Indian prices of these two devices. Festive season is going on here. Diwali sale. You can purchase a brand new Rog Ally for around rupees 40,000 only. That's roughly around $476 US. Now you will be getting official Asus warranty for your Rog Ally. This is not the case for Steam Deck, as Valve does not officially sell Steam Deck here. This is the cheapest price I could find for Steam Deck LCD selling on any Indian online store. Same price for both Deck LCD and Rog Ally. In this video I'll be telling you why this does not make any sense, the hardware difference between these two devices. This version of Ally was launched at around rupees 70,000 in India, so this sale price of rupees 40,000 is just amazing. Now both of these handheld PCs are advertised for playing games. They are basically gaming PCs. When you are purchasing a gaming PC, the first thing you focus on is the device's processor. Ally comes with Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor. It is basically Ryzen 7 840U processor with its AI cores disabled based on Zen 4 architecture. This processor has 8 cores. The processor is coupled with RDNA 3 based GPU Radeon 780M. It's a good combination for a handheld PC's processor, translates to very good performance. PlayStation 4 era games can easily run at 60 FPS. PS5 era games runs within a range of 30 to 40 FPS, depends on the game. The newly released AAA games are very demanding on the hardware. I have seen some games struggling to maintain 30 FPS even on Rog Ally. For example, Dragon's Dogma 2. But yeah, you can say that these games are unoptimized. Another title that I have seen struggling on Rog Ally is Star Wars Outlaws. In that game, ray tracing is enabled all the time. We cannot disable it from the settings. But yeah, most of the games run very nicely, definitely playable. FPS mostly stays above 30. Then you can use a frame generation technique like FSR3 or AFMF2 to double the FPS. Steam Deck on the other hand comes with a quad-core processor. CPU is based on Zen 2 architecture and the GPU is based on RDNA 2 based architecture. You guessed it right, it's old and outdated now. Almost every newly released AAA game struggles to maintain a steady 30 FPS on Steam Deck. And it's not just about the performance, but the game quality, the image quality looks bad as well. Deck is good for running PlayStation 4 era games, but these new PlayStation 5 era games don't run well on Steam Deck. Both of these devices have small displays that extend 7 inches diagonally, IPS panels. Ally supports up to Full HD resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, whereas Steam Deck LCD supports up to 800p resolution and 60Hz refresh rate only. Ally's display produces way better color than Deck's display. Ally's display also supports variable refresh rate, that is VRAM. It's FreeSync Premium certified. In case you don't already know about the functioning of VRAM, it basically automatically syncs the display's refresh rate with the game's FPS. This means there won't be any screen tearing and the animation will look smoother. With VRAM enabled, you don't need to cap the game's FPS at a certain value when you're getting a very variable FPS. Unfortunately, Steam Deck does not support VRAM, even its mid-cycle refresh. Steam Deck OLED does not support it. It does support a 90Hz refresh rate panel though. VRAM is ideal for enabling frame generation techniques like FSR3, LSFG, AFMF2, helps in eliminating screen tearing. It's a big advantage that Rog Ally has over its competitors like Steam Deck, Lenovo Legion Go, Steam Deck OLED. Now I'll be talking about the APU power profile, thermals and battery life for these devices. To get the best out of Ally's processor, you need to set the APU power profile to 25 watts. The maximum TDP for the APU on battery is 25 watts, and when the charger is plugged in, this value is 30 watts. For most of the games, you should be fine with 25 watts value. Beyond this value, you get diminishing returns. FPS increases by around 2 to 3, but the temperatures increase by around 7 to 8 degrees Celsius. Avoid using Ally's turbo profile. It allows the APU to draw up to 50 watts of power for a few seconds, causes the temperatures to increase very quickly. The device very easily hits 95 degrees Celsius temperature within a few minutes, which is not safe for the device's internal components like the SD card. Ally is notorious for frying its SD card, most likely due to the high temperatures. With the 25 watts power profile, you will be getting around 72 to 74 degrees Celsius temperature with an ambient temperature of around 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. Thermal performance is really very good. I mean, I am from India and this device has endured the Indian summer season. I know it's good. When it comes to Ally's battery life, it's poor, very bad, nothing can save it. The device's battery has a capacity of around 40 watt. This means when I use a APU power profile of 25 watts, total power drop will be around 40 to 43 watts. Taking into account the power drawn by the other components of the device, this translates to around roughly 1 hour of playtime. Yes, you heard it right. The device starts to underperform when you set the APU power profile to anything under 15 watts. This is where Steam Deck's APU shines at lower TDP values ranging from 5 to 10 watts. Steam Deck actually outperforms Rog Ally in many games. These are the games that are not very demanding on the hardware. For example, indie titles, because the demanding games are not going to run smoothly with the 10 watts APU power profile. Even Steam Deck's battery has a capacity of around 40 watt. The maximum TDP for its APU is capped at 15 watts. So when we are using the 15 watts profile, total power drawn by the system is around 25 watts. This roughly translates to a playtime of around 1 hour 45 minutes. With this power profile on my Steam Deck, temperature stays within a range of 82 to 84 degrees Celsius. Deck comes with one exhaust fan, unlike Rog Ally that comes with two exhaust fans. You can always lower the APU TDP to improve the battery life. For example, when the total power drawn by the system is around 20 watts, you will be getting a playtime of around 2 hours. I'll be honest, I got tired of charging the devices again and again, so I just keep them plugged in all the time. Just buy a good quality dock. I use JSAUX HP0603 dock. It comes with 3 USB 3 ports, 1 HDMI output, 1 Type-C port for charging the device and 1 LAN port. I just enjoy playing games lying on my bed. Now I'll be talking about the software department. Ally comes with Windows 11, whereas Steam Deck comes with Linux-based SteamOS. The biggest disadvantage of SteamOS is its limited game compatibility. Popular online titles that employ an anti-cheat software are not compatible with SteamOS. Just a few weeks ago, Rockstar Games added anti-cheat software in GTA Online, and guess what? GTA Online is not compatible with SteamOS anymore. Popular games like FIFA, Call of Duty, Destiny 2, PUBG, Wuthering Waves, etc. are not compatible with SteamOS. This makes it very difficult for me to recommend SteamOS over Windows. But you can dual boot both SteamOS and Windows on Steam Deck. Even on Rog Ally you can dual boot Windows and Bazzite operating system. Bazzite offers a similar experience to SteamOS. Works very nicely on Ally. It's even compatible with VRAM. Windows can be a bit overwhelming for new users, but it's been in the business for almost 3 decades now. Many people have been using Windows since childhood, just like me, so I always feel at home when using Windows. But I'll be honest, SteamOS offers a better user interface for a handheld PC, makes it very easy for us to navigate through the interface. Deck comes with 2 physical trackpads. We can use one trackpad to move the mouse pointer. I would have liked it if Ally came with at least one trackpad, but I'll be honest, I don't use Deck's trackpads to play games anymore. They used to give me hand spasm. I just use my wireless mouse, Razer Orochi V2. Recommend buying a good quality wireless mouse. Windows also has the advantage of supporting frame generation techniques like LSFG and AFMF2. The latter is AMD's driver level implementation of frame generation. You won't be able to access these techniques on SteamOS. Now on Rog Ally you can install AMD's latest GPU drivers. You don't even need to wait for Asus to release the official GPU driver, but Asus has done a good job of constantly updating Rog Ally's BIOS and GPU drivers. Valve has also done a good job of maintaining SteamOS. It also receives updates regularly. BIOS updates come up occasionally. I highly doubt AMD's AFMF2 frame generation technique will make its way to SteamOS. It works very nicely on Rog Ally with Windows, tries to double the FPS, yes you heard it right. AMD recommends a minimum base FPS of 60 with AFMF2 to keep the latency in check and avoid graphical artifacts. On Ally it would be more practical to get 40 to 45 FPS. The overall results will still be good. The gaming performance difference between these two operating systems mostly boils down to DirectX versus Vulkan. Linux-based SteamOS does not support DirectX, so it uses DXVK to translate Direct3D 8, 9, 10 and 11 calls to Vulkan API, and VKD3D to translate Direct3D 12 calls to Vulkan. But here's the thing, You can even use DXVK on Windows, but it only works with a few titles. Silent Hill 2 Remake is a recently released title. It exhibits a lot of visual bugs on Rog Ally when running in DirectX 12 mode on Windows. Global illumination is completely broken, but it can be fixed very easily by using DXVK. Not a big difference in general performance. Some titles will run better on Windows while others will run better on Linux. It's as simple as that. Both of the devices come with 16 GB of physical memory, which is shared between the CPU and the GPU. It's not enough for newly released AAA titles. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora stutters so much on both Ally and Steam Deck. In that game, VRAM usage is around 8 GB even on the low preset. Using the UMA buffer size setting, we can allocate some amount of memory to the GPU. Remaining amount will be reserved for the CPU, will be used as RAM. On Ally, you will be getting good results with 6 GB of UMA buffer size setting. Then we'll be having 10 GB of physical memory as RAM. To avoid stuttering due to high VRAM usage in AAA games, it's recommended to run them at low or medium preset. Both devices support NVMe based storage 2230 form factor. Base variant of Ally comes with 512 GB of SSD and the base variant of Deck LCD comes with 64 GB of eMMC based flash storage. So Ally has a big advantage over Deck here. On my Ally, I have upgraded its storage from 512 GB to 2 TB. Yes, you heard it right. Ally's internal SSD was from Micron PCI Gen 4. Both Deck and Ally supports SD card. On Ally, just keep the temperatures in check, otherwise you'll end up with a fried SD card. Both of these devices are very good ergonomics wise. Ally is slightly lighter and smaller than Steam Deck LCD. It weighs around 608 grams only. Both devices have very good quality speakers. Sticks have a symmetrical layout on Steam Deck. Both devices require a different grip. This is how you hold Steam Deck. Ally comes with asymmetrical sticks, and check out this grip. It's like a claw grip for Rog Ally. Ally comes with 2 back grip buttons, whereas Steam Deck comes with 4 back grip buttons. We have one Type-C port on both of the devices. 3.5mm input is also present. Ally's power button serves as a fingerprint reader as well. So these were some of the key features that I wanted to highlight. This is why I am recommending Rog Ally 2023 version over Steam Deck LCD. Now I'll mention some other alternatives. Lenovo Legion Go, it has the same specifications as Rog Ally. Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, 16 GB of physical memory, 512 GB of SSD. But just look at that price, and they are calling it a special price, rupees 90,190. Oh my god, this does not make any sense. For this price, you can purchase Rog Ally 2023 version and a PlayStation 5. This device is considerably bigger than Rog Ally. Its display extends 8.8 inches diagonally. Weight is around 854 grams. The controllers that you are seeing here are actually detachable, just like Nintendo's Joy-Cons. Unfortunately, its display does not support VRAM. Next we have Rog Ally X, which is basically the mid-cycle refresh of Rog Ally 2023 version. Same processor on both of the devices, Z1 Extreme, but Ally X comes with more physical memory, 24 GB in total. You can just allocate 8 GB of physical memory to the GPU. Newly released AAA titles should stutter less on Ally X compared to Ally 2023 version. Ally X has a battery capacity of around 80 Wh, which is basically twice that of the original Rog Ally. The best part here is that device's weight is not on the higher side. It weighs around 678 grams only. For internal storage, the device uses NVMe SSD, 1 TB in size, 2280 form factor. Storage capacity has been doubled from original Rog Ally. The device comes with 2 USB Type-C ports. One of them has a USB 4 interface, other one has a USB 3.2 interface. But everything boils down to its price. Rupees 90,000 in India makes it very difficult for me to recommend it. India is a very price to performance conscious market. At this price, you can purchase a laptop with an RTX 40 series GPU. It's up to you. If you can afford it, then go for it. But in case you don't already know, AMD has already confirmed that Ryzen Z2 Extreme processor will be available by mid-2025. So expect a proper Rog Ally successor around that time. If you already own the 2023 version of Rog Ally, just skip Rog Ally X. Last but not least, we have Steam Deck OLED. This is the cheapest price I could find for it on any Indian online store, rupees 53,499. It's way more expensive than 2003 version of Rog Ally. This is why I don't recommend it. Has the same processor as the one on Steam Deck LCD. The base variant comes with 512 GB of storage, NVMe SSD. It has a slightly bigger display than the one on Steam Deck LCD. Display supports up to 90Hz refresh rate OLED panel. Unfortunately, it does not support VRAM, that is variable refresh rate. If you purchase it in India, you won't be getting any warranty. It comes with 16 GB of physical memory. Battery capacity has been increased from 40 Wh to 50 Wh. OLED's processor is slightly more efficient than the processor in Steam Deck LCD. You should be easily getting a playtime of around 2.5 to 3 hours even when running AAA games. But just keep this in mind, do not expect newly released AAA titles to maintain a steady 30 FPS on Steam Deck. Even the OLED variant display supports up to 800p resolution only, so when you enable an upscaler like FSR, set its preset to performance to reduce the GPU load, improve the performance. The game looks pixelated, very ugly, and even then in some games the FPS stays below 30. So that's it with the video guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.